Okay, so we're on Siman 17 and Sif number 2. Okay, so we're learning the laws of Shema, right? So the topic is the laws of recitation of the Shema. Okay, so let's see it. It is permitted to recite Shema, Krias Shema, either sitting or standing. So it doesn't matter, you sit or stand. Usually people sit, but okay, standing. But if one was sitting, it is forbidden to be stringent and stand for recitation. So you can sit for the whole duration of the Shema, or you can stand, but you cannot sit and then stand. What is the problem? Commentary. There is disagreement between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel as to how the verse and when you lie down and when you arise is to be understood. Right? Beis Shammai explained that this refers to the physical position that the person must assume when they recite the Shema. So Beis Shammai is taking it literally. Right? In the morning, he must be standing. Just a sec. In the morning, he must be standing. In the evening, lying down. So that's what Beis Shammai says, like literally. Right? Beis Hillel maintains that the verse refers only to the times that each Shema must be recited. Okay, meaning in the evening and in the morning, and not in a position. So basically, Beis Hillel said in any position, but this is the appropriate time. Since the halacha follows Beis Hillel, so most of the time, majority of the time we follow Beis Hillel, not Beis Shammai. So it says after Mashiach comes, we're going to switch to Beis Shammai. So basically, yeah. But it does not mean that Beis Shammai is wrong. Right? So he is wrong. So this is words of the living God, and this is words of the living God. But we follow this Beis Hillel most of the time. So one more time. Since the halacha follows Beis Hillel, it is forbidden for a person to act as if he is behaving according to opinion of Beis Shammai, meaning standing up. Thus, even if a person would like to stand for some reason, for example, to aid his concentration, he may not do so, since it appears that he is standing because of the opinion of Beis Shammai. Mishnah Berurah 65:3.
I have a question.
Okay.
Which Shema we are talking about? Because I have the Siddur here often, and I saw the Shemas several times in the day. For example, as a kind of blessing to pray at home, and in weekday Shacharit there is another Shema. For example, previous to the Amidah there is a Shema.
Yeah. No. Okay. So we have Shema three times a day. 3 times. So first is it's in the morning, in the Shacharis prayer in the morning. Whether it's holidays or Shabbos or weekday, it doesn't matter, in the morning Shacharis. And second Shema we have in the evening, in the Mariv, Aravit Mariv prayer. Okay? And the third time, like the shorter Shema, we have before the bedtime.
Oh.
So actually the fourth time when we say Shema, it's actually before we say Karbonus, we said the Shema Yisrael and the first paragraph. So I mean in the Siddur, I think you'll find it 4 times. But two main times. Out of those 2 main times. So that's what we discuss here. In the morning and in the evening.
Because I thought some time ago that Shema was the 4 words. I don't know. I don't remember how. Shema Israel. Okay, no.
HaShem, okay, no. HaShem, yes.
And then the whisper, Baruch Shem.
Yes.
I thought that Shema was only saying those 2.
No, it's a first line. It's a first line of the first paragraph.
Yes, and then the Siddur, I saw that there was a bedtime Shema, and in the service at the shul, there was a extended version.
Yes. Yes. So yeah. So but in the benchmark you say the first verse, Baruch Shem quote, and then the first paragraph. That's it. Maybe some people say all, but it's not necessary basically. So all right. So let's put it aside. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about here like requirements, halakhic requirements. We're talking about morning Shema and evening Shema. So we say, Kitzur say, you can say it while sitting or standing, doesn't matter, right? But you cannot sit and then stand up. Why? Because it would look like you go by Shema, by Shema. Go ahead.
Yes. So let's say you say Myra after plug mincha. So at night, do you have to say the 3 paragraphs?
Usually. Okay. So let's say it's usually people don't do that. Usually people do it after the sunset. After the sunset, it's more common practice.
Right.
But so but just to answer your question, so I understand now exactly what you're saying. So even if you do after the sunset and everybody is cool, so we still saying it after the nightfall, complete nightfall. I always repeat 3 paragraphs after the nightfall. So basically, okay. And if you go by Rabbeinu Tam, like 72 minutes, so you say after 72 minutes. So that's what it is. So it's not only like in a shuls they remind only in the summer when they accept the Shabbos early. And as you said, of course, you pray this mincha like before the sunset, but only then. But we still say after the nightfall. Okay. So it was 18. Continue. So basically, you have to sit or stand, doesn't matter, but you cannot sit and then stand. But I would say that when you sit, you have better concentration, as we discussed about other mitzvahs. Okay, continue. However, it is forbidden to recite the Shema while lying down. Okay, so again, lying down. What is the problem? Problem again. We're going by Beis Shammai, right? That's a problem again. So let's say commentary. Whether lying on one's front or back, or even inclining slightly to the side, it is improper and smacks of haughtiness to be lying down while accepting God's sovereignty. Shulchan 63:1, Mishnah Berurah 63:2. Okay. So as I'm not sure if we ever discussed it, or maybe we discussed with some people privately. So in the case of the need, when a person is sick, right, and he wants to pray, so our sages say, Shulchan Aruch said, so you can lay on your side, right side or left side, or whatever, like he has pain in the back, whatever he has, right? He has fever, this and that, so he can lay on a side and pray. There is no problem. He can even pray Shmona Esrei like that. Right, but if he's healthy, he's normal. There is nothing bothering him. But even if when he's sick, he cannot pray on his back or on his stomach. That's a sign of arrogance. Right? That's okay. But if he's healthy, there's no problem with him. He's not allowed to pray while he's lying down. That's the sign of arrogance. Doesn't matter how you're slightly.
So the bedtime Shema is to mean to be pray sitting.
Yes,
it's forbidden to be totally lying there.
Yes.
Okay.
And unless, as I said, the person is sick. He is weak and he cannot. So that's a different story. That's a different category. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, we're talking about a normal, healthy person. Yeah, sitting on a bed.
Right, question. What does it count as breaking the halacha? Let's say someone's standing, right, for the morning Shema, right? Someone's standing and
what's that? Before we get from the beginning to the end, right? He was standing before and just
yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. the thing is, in the middle of the Shema, right? He would, at this point, because his legs got tired or whatever, he would usually sit down. But he still keeps on saying, does it count as breaking the halacha?
That's the issue. Yes. I mean, after the fact, he doesn't have to repeat the Shema after the fact. You're right. It does not have. But it looks like that he's trying to follow two opinions. Like many times, like in this all the questionable cases, and I was telling you. So since there is strong opinion like this, strong opinion like that, so we try to follow the middle path to satisfy two opinions. Especially, it's not hard. Right? But in this case, it is forbidden to satisfy two opinions because it's like biblical. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, so it's forbidden to follow both opinions because it's derisa.
Yes.
But I can
because okay, no, one second. So because our sages say halacha is like base killing. So now halacha is not like base shaman.
Understood.
Yeah. You understand? So, but they say so. Since there is such opinion, so you can stand or sit. So Beis Hillel said it doesn't matter how you say. Beis Hillel say when they say when you're lying down, when you standing up, he said it means they refer to the time when person standing up, meaning in the morning, lying down in the evening, like when people normally lay down. You understand? But it's not the pause in what he's going to say the Shema. So basically, it doesn't matter. That's what we're following. Okay. Continue. If before he began, he was already laying down, he should lean completely upon his side and recite the Shema. Number 20. Due to the difficulty involved in arising from the bed and getting dressed, he is allowed to recite in the bed. However, this applies only to one who is not wearing any clothing and who does have to dress himself before reciting the Shema. However, one who is wearing clothing must arise and recite the Shema. Okay.
Rabbi, question. Let's say someone washed his hands, got on his bed, and got off of his bed next second to go daven Shemona Esrei. Let's say. He doesn't have to wash his hands because he went on the bed, does he?
No. If he did not touch the hidden parts, no.
Understood. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so all right, so Mishnah Brura says. So I have to explain this. So I mean, today people, like normal people, I would say normal people, especially men, do not sleep undressed. But in olden days, it was not uncommon. It's very common to sleep undressed. Don't ask me why, but for whatever reason, it was only one set of clothing. I mean, they were trying to preserve that set of clothing, right? Okay, so that's, I think, the one of the ideas. So they say if he is undressed and now he has to get dressed and stuff like that, so it's another exception because it's too much. All right. If he is slightly ill, okay, here we go, and it is difficult for him to lie completely up on this side, he is nevertheless obligated to lean somewhat upon his side. So somewhat, for example, I give you this example. If you went to the bathroom, like in the middle of the night, right? He went to the bathroom, and he came and he's laying down. And he just remembered, oh no, I forgot to say blessing after the bathroom. So in this case, you're not obligated to get up. You can lean on one side, like lay on one side, and say the blessing while you're in bed. Okay. So all right. So of course, when he's slightly ill, they say okay.
Wait, question. So let's say you're allowed to say it. My question is. Let's say you're saying a bracha or something like that, right? And for example, I had this problem with Hamappa once. So some kids asked me, did you say HaShem or did you say Adai, right? Because I want to have water afterwards. And so I said HaShem. So they said you could have the water. So does that mean it's okay to say HaShem and Elokeinu in English?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. See, you're trying to make a bracha on water, so you're in the bed and trying to make a bracha on water. That's the question I didn't get.
No. The question is, if you made hamapel, right?
Yes, you say.
But you made it with HaShem. You didn't make it with a doy.
Why?
Right?
Why not? No. Why not? I understand why.
Why?
So in hamapel, there's no adoy. There is HaShem. I didn't get. What is it?
I'm saying you said it in English.
Oh! I apologize. Sorry. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Sorry. Okay.
So if you say it in English and you want water, you're allowed to make another hamapel afterwards.
I didn't get. So he started saying hamapel. So let me try to understand. He started saying hamapel, and then in the middle of hamapel, he understands he wants to drink more water.
No, after saying hamapel.
So let him let him say blessing. Drink some water. There is no problem.
But he's gonna have to say hamapel again, correct?
No, not necessarily for water. No, for water, no, it's not.
But what's it called? If he does have to say hamapel again, it doesn't count as if the first bracha was in.
No. I mean, if it was not his intention, for example, he got too hot. He went to bed with his intention to sleep, and now he feels like he ate something that and his stomach burns, right? And he wants to go have some water or hot tea. So I mean, it was not his intention. That's he wanted to go to bed. So no, it's not in vain. No.
Because usually, if you're not sure, let's say you said adain, right? Let's say you said adain for after Asher Yitzhar or something, right?
Yes.
But you forgot if you actually finished the bracha, if you said the whole bracha, so on and so forth. You're not allowed to go back because it's deraisa, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
But does the same apply if you said it in English?
Exactly. It does not make any difference.
It does.
No, it's exactly the same. I mean, when you say it in English or any other language, you fulfill your obligation. That's it. So what is the difference? You say it in Hebrew or you say it in English?
No, but I'm saying if you in English and you decide maybe I should say it again. Now, if I decide to say it again in Hebrew, there's a problem. Why? Because it's going to be derisive. If I
Exactly.
But the same doesn't apply to English. Is it derisive if I say English?
It is that.
If I say it again in English,
just say in any language once. So second time is going to be using Hashem's name in vain. But let's make it such a simple. That's it. Doesn't matter. So and the second time that doesn't matter. You say it in English or you say it in Hebrew. Does not matter. Or the first time you say it in Hebrew, second time you want to say it in English. So that's the problem. So what it actually was very practical. And I taught some people, like in a different classes. So I told them when they make this blessing for the family for Kiddush, right? So I told them saying in a language that the family would understand what you're saying, right? And then you say in Hebrew, because when you just read in Hebrew and nobody understands it, it's useless. You understand? But you have to skip some words, some phrases you must skip, right? So you cannot say that HaShem is the master of the universe. You cannot say that because if you said it in English, it's you fulfill the obligation. So second time when you right after that you start saying this Kiddush in Hebrew, it's like in vain. You understand? You already fulfill your obligation. So there is some parts that you skip, and it's not considered like. Basically, you give a general idea about the Kiddush, skipping some parts, skipping the last blessing, and there is no problem. You don't translate the blessing on the wine and the last blessing, basically.
So why do a lot of people say God, but you're not allowed to say Adoy ever? Like not when davening. I'm saying a lot of people say God, but nobody says Adoy when they're not davening.
Nobody said that it is proper.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. So it's all Deraisa. They're all
we're going to get
Deraisa?
we're going to get in the Kitzur to this place. So he said, it doesn't matter if you say it in any language. It's not proper. It's not only in Hebrew. I mean, of course, in Hebrew when you say adoy, it's more severe consequences, but it applies same on any other language, right? I mean, it's common like when the people talk, but we have to try not to use such a language. Understand?
Understood.
So that's you're right. That's a good question. Okay, continue.